This clip is from the Boundary Riders podcast, and if you do enjoy this, then make sure to check out the full episode out every single Wednesday morning on YouTube and Spotify.
Let's talk about the Dan Does Footy, the old media beef. So, if you don't know what happened, basically, I think it was on Friday's episode of the podcast. Friday, I think it was the 10th, would have been like the 5th or the 6th of March, something like that. Just after Carlton lost their opening round clash against the Swans. He had a conversation with Sam Docherty. I still am trying to find if he had consent to release it. I don't think he did.
No, he didn't have consent, but he didn't, Docherty didn't really have a problem with it being aired. It was just the fact is that I think it was the amount of swearing Dan was saying that, the way it came out, I think he would have liked a bit of understanding to know that it was going to be put out there, but
yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. Like, you should, especially when you've got such a big platform like the podcast does, I think he should have told Sam that, or at least get consent, can I play this? But at the end of the day, I think a lot of what he said, even though it may have came off with a couple of swear words, oh my god, the main point he was getting across was a lot of Carlton fans were like, thank you, we should be hearing this from the club, or we should be hearing that these hard truths about the club. Anyway, let's go quickly through the timeline of it. So the Friday episode comes out, that gets played on the episode. The Sam Docherty was not impressed by Carlton's second half, how Sydney basically, once they got the ball on the outside, the Swans just killed them. Carlton couldn't keep up with them, and the game was done. And he basically pointed out that Carlton have had these sort of issues for years. And once you beat Carlton's midfield, that they get basically beaten from there. He was pretty straight to the point. He made a couple of swear words, which I know would have hurt. It hurt my feelings, definitely.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, a couple of media pundits, older people, you saw Jared Waitley come out. I think Mark Robinson made a few words, and Caroline Wilson came out, basically saying, oh my god, I can't believe Dan Gorringe would do that on his podcast.
I can't believe he did it to his best friend.
On a podcast. By the way, all my friends are gone now because I've burned all those fucking bridges because they all hate me. This is what Caroline Wilson would be saying in her head, and Jared Waitley. So Jared Waitley said on SEN, I think that is it is a disgusting behaviour. Okay, good on you, Jared. And then this is actually, I'll play this one here. This is what Caroline Wilson had to say.
Voice message he left for Dan Gorringe, which he had no idea was going to be released publicly.
He didn't give permission for that to be released publicly. It is disgraceful of Dan Gorringe.
I would have thought so.
Who does that to he's rung his mate to give him some thoughts about a footy club he loves. And he's put it on what social media?
On his podcast.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. It was that felt so fucking Oh my god. I can't believe you're saying that. Oh my god, I'm taken aback. Shut up, Caro. Fuck me. Anyway, now look, I think what I've kind of gathered is I think Dan put out a video regarding what Jared said. Kind of seems like Jared has a bit of a grudge towards Dan Gorringe because apparently I think he made a joke about Jared a couple of years ago regarding Brian Myers and Leo Messi. I think it was like a meme or something put out a couple of years ago, and it was like a funny joke, and everyone was making fun of Jared, and I think Dan was like a part of it as well, or something sort of tweet. I can't even remember what it was, but apparently that's what happened. And then Jared, instead of taking the joke or whatever, kind of sucked about it and said that Dan was like a loser or a wanker or whatever. He called him he's disgraceful. He's disgraceful. Anyway, so I like Jared as a commentator, but I think a lot of the time it seems like he's a bit of a sook. I feel like he'd probably be like someone that you'd walk past. He feels like he's too uppity for everyone. I'm better than you. I'm better. I feel like that's what Jared would be if you walked around him around the Fox Footy headquarters or SEN headquarters. You wouldn't want to sit. You wouldn't want to be near him. You're kind of you're good at your job, but also you're a bit of a wanker. I don't want to have you near have a beer with you, mate. Anyway,
so I'm just about to be on the next episode tomorrow on SEN that me and you have just been put into the next feud.
What feud?
Well, what you just said, I think Jared will be really hurt by it, don't you think?
He would be hurt by it. He'd probably have a cry about it. He's like, that's disgraceful. Did they say the F word on a podcast that gets maybe 100 listens on YouTube and Spotify, maybe? That's disgraceful. Anyway, but I have a real issue with Caroline Wilson as well. She is the embodiment of hypocrisy. The amount of times she is just such a fucking hypocrite. I remember when last year with Bobby Hill. Remember when she came out and said all those sort of things regarding, I'm so worried about Bobby Hill. He's having a fight. He's having a really tough time at home. He's having fights with Bobby Hill when with his cousin Brad Hill. Remember that? That feels like that's insider knowledge. Like, how would she know that? There's no way she would know that firsthand. So she's got information from someone close to Bobby Hill. I'd ask you this. If you've got someone close to Bobby Hill, do you think any of Bobby Hill's family, any of Bobby Hill's loved ones, his friends, his family, do you think they wanted that public?
No.
There is no fucking way they wanted that public. But Caroline Wilson, the horror that fucking someone could make release a comment about a football club like Sam Docherty, that comes out on a podcast, you say? Oh, the horror! She is such a fucking hypocrite. She makes these little comments all the time about all these reports. The amount of times she gets it fucking wrong is astounding. The fact that she still has a job is outstanding. Like, what last year with the Cy Wanganeen Miller stuff. Just got that completely fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Completely got it wrong. My sources say, fuck your sources, Cara. You fucking got it wrong. Deal with it. Sorry that you didn't do your research. How does that fucking feel? Fuck, that annoyed me. And then Mark Robinson came out with his statement saying that I can't, because I think Lee Matthews made a point afterwards as well, and he said, I can't believe you would say anything about Lee Matthews. He's such a legend of the game. Guess what? Lee Matthews can be a legend of the game and can also be called out for being wrong.
Yeah.
You do realise that. I mean, if you you turn, I don't know, Donald Trump. I mean, if you even whatever you think about his politics, if you think he's a great guy, you do realise as well that he can make mistakes and he does something fucking wrong. Okay? Anyone in the fucking world, they could be the best person imaginable, but they can also say some dumb fucking shit. I mean, this podcast would be a great example, alright? I mean, maybe some people don't really like me either, but I mean, I can say some dumb shit on here as well, okay? I can say some right things, but I can say some wrong things too. That's fine. Take it on the chin and just deal with it. But fuck me, this whole thing just absolutely ridiculous. So, like you mentioned a minute ago, the funniest thing about all of this is the fact that Sam Docherty was like, I stand by my comments. Maybe I didn't want them out into the public, but I still stand by them. So he didn't really like stand there and like Caroline Wilson and Lee Matthews are saying, oh my God, it's like the friendship is over. That is disgraceful by Dan Gorringe. And he's like, well, I mean, I stand by my comments. Like, Carlton was shit and they just won't change.
Yeah.
So I agree that and this guy was the captain of the club for years.
Yeah.
And I think it was some of the more successful years that Carlton had. Like, they made this prelim final on him as captain, wasn't he? Wasn't he at least the co-captain?
I think so at that stage.
He would have been close. He would have even just been the captain, or Paddy Cripps just took over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure he was still co-captain, but it was just maybe the year before. It's just absolutely outstanding. And then towards the aftermath, you go on Monday night. Carlton the comments have gone everywhere. Carlton then, what did they say? They have Docherty pulled from attending the upcoming club function. Could you just say that they said you can't come, you're banned? No, they pulled him. I thought that was fucking funny too. But Carlton have had an almighty sook about this and have been like, Sam Docherty is barred from coming to the next function. The Carlton CEO, Graham Wright, said that we've made the decision based off supporting our own people internally. Are you telling me a bunch of 50... Well, what? You're saying AFL players up to hierarchy. So you're looking between 18 years old to 80. These people can't take a bit of criticism.
And what their fans are basically agreeing with Sam.
The majority of fans are saying, we stand with what Sam Docherty said. You played fucking horrible on the weekend. Nothing has changed. When is it going to change?
Yeah, when the pressure gets hot, you just go back to plan A.
Exactly.
You don't have a plan B.
Yeah, they don't do anything. They fucking sit there and do fuck all. When's the last time you did anything? You haven't won a premiership in 30 years. You haven't made a grand final in, 20 odd? And then Tuesday morning, Michael Voss came out with his statement, with his reporting and saying, I didn't really take a listen to it. Something that I mentioned on, I think it was the BNF last year, saying that the club needs to stand together and these sort of comments shouldn't separate us. We should get together and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean by these comments are separating us? I don't think that's what it was doing. It was trying to point out the faults with the club and the flaws that they have. Some glaring faults with the club that we've seen for years. It's not... I mean, I'm probably looking more at, game plan and that sort of stuff because that's what I focus on more. Because that's what I think I watch more as a footy fan. I'm not really much about the business side of things, but there has been glaring faults with their game plan for years.
Yeah.
And especially after that, what was it, 2023 when they made the prelim? Yeah. After that point, the game has kind of evolved since then to more of a fast-paced, handball-happy game of football. And it's not so much on the contested game that you see in the middle of the ground where Carlton thrived. They still haven't evolved to that new game style. And they've always been a team that just kick up high and long, on top of their forwards, they can't score, and then people are like, oh, why can't they kick goals? It's like, well, maybe because 10 defenders are holding off the back of Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow that they can't score a goal. You've got bloody VFL grade small forwards in front of them. So that's why they've been struggling for so many years. I don't know why they need a coach $800,000 to $1 million a year to tell you that most people around the country can tell you is the problem with Carlton. They don't lower their eyes. They fuck around with the football, bomb it high and long, and then it's just a fuck around for like, even in the Swans game, they dominated the first half, had the ball up in their forward end for so much of it, didn't kick a goal because they didn't have that. Harry Mackay couldn't get near it. Mark Pittonet was their top goal scorer in the end. They couldn't get goals. Like 2 of his 3 goals as well were out of the ruck, taken out over Brodie Grundy, who was well beaten in the majority of the game. Mark Pittonet just took it out of the ruck and snapped it on his boot. Is that where you're going to trust your 15 goals a game to get you a premiership? You're going to trust Mark Pittonet stealing it out of the ruck to get you goals? No. So that's my issue. But like, instead of taking I'm not saying you have to sit there and say, you're 100% right, Sam. We totally agree with you, and we will, heed your words. But to sit there and be like, oh, I didn't really listen to it. It's like, one, we know you fucking did. That's why you're doing this club.
If you're anybody, if you're anybody in AFL media, AFL personnel, you've seen the comments, you've read the comments.
Your former club captain said this stuff. You obviously heard it. Don't act like I didn't really listen to it. What do you mean you didn't hear it or didn't listen to it? I fucking listened to it. Everyone in Australia who has a phone and listens to football has heard it. Oh, fuck me. Such a fucking weak football club Carlton are. They can't sit there and understand that Sam Docherty, yes, it was some harsh words that he was saying, some harsh truths, but it's coming from a good place. He wants this club to be successful.
Yeah.
He took over from the captaincy. He went through multiple cancer treatments as well throughout this club. Still fought through to play for the team. Played in his final game after an ACL injury, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He lived the navy blue. I'm not even a fan, and I'm angry at how fucking poor they're acting here. And then there was someone on the week, I think it was on this morning, from SEN, Sam Edmonds, saying Carlton have dealt with this really well. What do you mean? They're fucking sooked and be like, no, we actually don't want you to come to the club function tonight, Sam. Your comments were mean. Fuck off. That is the most immature, gutless thing I've ever seen. Fucking bite your tongue and get over it.
Well, they'll win. If they win this week, it'll be, they fought through adversity. They were they stood strong.
Bro, you beat Richmond. Who cares?
It's a team that you should beat.
Exactly. Yes, you didn't beat them last year, but you still should be beating them. It is so soft of them to kick out Sam Docherty of the fucking club function. Does that make you look tough? No. Makes you look like the weakest bunch of piss I've ever seen, and it is so fucking sad. And if I'm a Carlton fan right now, I'd be fucking ropeable with my club. 30 years without success, and this is the big stance you're going to take? Sam Docherty can't come to a club function to tell you how poor you are as a football club? Fuck me.
He's basically saying what I keep saying. Every single Carlton fan has been saying. The same game plan doesn't keep working. It doesn't matter how many different players you keep bringing in. Week 1, you showed exactly the same shit you showed for 5 years.
Exactly.
Under Voss.
Exactly. And it's like you mentioned a minute ago in the pod, it can't happen that Michael Voss is going to be sacked in round 1. But if they lose, the pressure that's going to go on him is going to be immense.
Then you're going to hear on the SEN radio every single fan coming out and saying, oh, Sam Docherty was right. He was right. He was right. He was right.
Jared Waitley's going to be sitting there fucking seething. Fucking Dan Gorringe was right again.
Part of me actually wants that to happen now. I don't know.
Oh, I'm barracking for Richmond on Thursday night. Don't get me wrong.